So I'd like to hear from each of you on this next one. And listen carefully to the wording of my question, if you would. What is the one emotion that you feel the most when you see President Trump on TV or on your device? I'm not asking what emotion he's displaying, whether he looks happy or sad. That's not what I'm asking. I'm asking what emotion does he evoke in you when you see him on TV or on your device? In other words, fill in the blank. When I see President Trump on TV, I feel fill in the blank. Everybody got it? Look for an adjective to describe how you feel, an emotion that you feel when you see him on TV or on your device. And there's no wrong answer. Everybody have one in mind? Okay. Knew you're still thinking? Don't overthink it. When you see him on TV, how do you feel? Knew you have one for me? Why don't you go first?
Indifferent, like
Okay.
not happy, not sad, just
All right. You feeling
yeah,
different when you see him on TV? Okay. Uh,
yeah.
Shayna.
Happy.
All right. Caitlin?
Annoyed.
Elizabeth?
I hope this is an emotion because it is for me. Giggly. I laugh a lot.
Okay. That's fine. Grace?
Curious.
Harmony?
Intrigued.
Intrigued?
Yeah.
All right. And Rebecca?
Apathetic.
Apathetic. Like you don't care what it.
Yeah, like I just don't feel anything towards him at this point.
Okay. So, after we talked about all of you voted for him last year, I'd like you to tell me very briefly, just in a sentence or two, why you chose him over Kamala Harris last November. Rebecca, you want to go first?
Sure. The most important issue to me is pro-life. My parents were told to abort me, so I can never get past that. And I feel that a lot of the people Trump was bringing into office with him um, were more supportive of that point than the people Kamala would have been bringing with her. But it was a very hard choice for me.
Got it. Okay. Harmony?
I agree that Donald Trump had more pro-life supporters under him. And also I feel as if Donald Trump is more so a businessman.
Okay. Grace?
I would say primarily the economy. It did better than Biden's, and also he's a business person, and Kamala is not, so he seems to have more experience in that kind of area.
All right. Shayna?
The economy also, and then that he has better relationships with leaders of other countries.
Okay. Caitlin?
He has more established relationships. He also had a political background, and he had more conservative values than Kamala did.
Okay. Anu?
It was mainly the Christian values thing, specifically pro-life.
Okay. Elizabeth, did you give me one or no?
No.
Go ahead.
Again, with the Christian values as well, they line more up with the conservative party. And also, I believed that our country needed a change from what was happening, whatever risk that did entail.
Okay. Great.
I'm
Let
also
me give you a moment to think about the next question.
Sorry, I'm gonna turn my air up real quick. I'm so cold. It's right here. I'll be right back.
First. So I'd like to give you a moment to think about this next question. And I'll call on you again one at a time. What question would you ask President Trump if you had the chance? It could be about anything. What question would you ask President Trump if you can ask him any question, and it could be about any topic? I'll call on you. I don't want to make sure everybody's ready with their own question. Again, don't overthink it. It's like, what's the first thing that comes to mind? It's the question you would ask it. Does everybody have one? You all do? Okay. Elizabeth, why don't you go first?
It's a two-parter, but I would say, are aliens real? And if so, why aren't you telling us clearly?
Okay. Caitlin?
I would ask him how mass deportation reflects our values as America and as America, like as a melting pot, because America's built on immigration.
Okay. Anu?
I would ask if his name was actually on the Epstein list or not.
Okay. Grace?
I would ask him about what his end game is primarily for the wars in both Ukraine as well as in Israel.
Okay. Harmony?
What are his political goals for the next 10 years?
All right. Rebecca?
What is his plan to decrease the gun violence we've been seeing lately?
And Shayna?
If there would be no retaliation, how he would end the war in Gaza.
Okay. Got it. All right. So I'd like to know whether on balance, looking at everything, taking everything into account, I'd like to know whether you approve or disapprove of what this administration has done since it took over in January. All right, so your choice of looking at, taking everything into consideration, do you approve or disapprove of what this new administration has done since it took over in January? So by a show of fingers, who overall approves of what this administration has done since it took over in January? So I got Shayna, Grace, and Harmony, three of you. And who disapproves?
I thought there would be a somewhat, so I do lean
Somewhat. This is which side are you on? Approve or disapprove?
somewhat approve.
You approve.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on a second. So four of you approve. So who disapproves? It's Anu, Caitlin, and Rebecca. Great. So, Shayna, tell me why you approve. In summary.
I feel that the economy is a lot better than it was before. Pretty much all of my ideas line up with Trump, so everything he's doing, I'm completely for.
Okay. Harmony, why do you approve?
I feel that if we were in the hands of Kamala Harris or Joe Biden, that our country would be doing a lot worse than it already was. I feel like Trump has amended some of those wrongs that were done wrong back in the previous presidential candidacy.
Okay. Grace, what about you?
I would say he's doing what he's saying he's doing currently, especially a lot of the times with immigration.
All right. Elizabeth?
I also believe that our economy is better. He is inviting more Christian people, which brings along those Christian values into politics, into the White House. And he has brought that change that I was looking for on certain things like the immigration and yeah.
Okay. For the three of you who disapprove. Caitlin, why don't you go first?
I approve of how he's doing with the economy and things like that, but I don't approve of how certain situations are being handled with deportation. I don't feel like you could be pro-life for one thing, but not pro-life for a different. So that's just my opinion.
Okay. Anu, why do you disapprove?
Same with her. Like, I approve on the economy stuff, but I disapprove when it comes to the way immigration is being handled on top of the war going on in Gaza currently.
Okay. So are you happy with the way Trump is handling Gaza or not?
I'm not.
Okay. And Rebecca, what about you? What do you
Yeah, I
disapprove?
disapprove, and I kind of echo what Caitlin and Anu said in that the immigration, the way it's been handled, has just been very brash and not as loving as I would have liked to have seen. So that has been very upsetting to watch.
Okay. Let me ask the three of you a question, Rebecca, Anu, and Caitlin. If President Trump had handled immigration in a much gentler fashion and not taken the steps that seem to be troubling the three of you, would the three of you say on balance you'd be approving of what he's done so far in office?
Yes, that would change my view completely. I would completely approve of what he's doing in office, but like I said again, the way that these people are being treated don't align with my Christian values or my pro-life values or any of the values that a conservative may have. So
Got it. Okay. So it knew Rebecca the same thing. If the
I
president
fully agree with what Caitlin just said.
okay, got it. Okay. So hypothetical, knowing what you know now, how many of you would not vote for Trump if you could do it all over again? Caitlin. So Anu and Rebecca, despite your comments, you still would vote for him again. Okay. So Caitlin, you'd vote for Harris instead? You had to do it all over again?
yeah, I think I'd take the loss just for the better of humanity and hope that everybody could kind of get their stuff together, honestly. I feel like in a way we're seeing history repeat itself. We've seen this with the Native Americans, with the African Americans, with the Chinese. I mean, every race has gone through this. So to just watch, well, this race goes through this isn't really right or fair.
Okay, got it. So by a show of fingers, who can think of an issue where you disagree with the president? Obviously, we've been talking about immigration, so I've covered Anu, Caitlin, and Rebecca. The other four of you, who can think of an issue where you disagree with the president? Harmony? Elizabeth? Okay. Harmony, what's yours?
President Trump has still raised taxes on inflation such as metal, and I feel like it's unnecessary in our country. Like the
Okay.
price of aluminum has went up.
I'm sorry, what went up?
The tax on aluminum has went up.
Oh, okay, like the
So
tariffs you're talking about?
yeah,
Okay, got it. Elizabeth, what's your issue?
I was going to mention the tariffs too. I I agree with wanting to stand up to, the other countries, but I think there could have been a better way to go about it.
Okay. Grace, you have one also?
Yeah, I just remembered it, but I didn't agree with how he was treating the death of the Pope, and I kind of thought it was a little bit gauche.
Okay, got it. So this next question I want to hear from each of you again, and listen carefully to the wording of my question. I'll call on you. What is the one emotion that you feel the most when you see President Trump on TV or on your device? Now note, I'm not asking you what emotion he is displaying, whether he looks happy or sad. That's not what I'm asking. I'm asking, what emotion does he bring up in you? Does he evoke in you when you see him on TV or on your device? In other words, fill in the blank. When I see President Trump on TV, I feel fill in the blank. Everybody got the assignment? Okay. Looking for a word or a phrase. Everybody have one? Anybody need 10 more seconds to think about it? You all got one. Okay, great. Anthony, why don't you go first?
The first word that would come to mind is, I guess, entertained, because at this point, you don't really know which direction he's going to take his speeches or his rhetoric in.
Got it. Yeah, I'm just looking for a word or a phrase. Thank you. Nicholas, what's yours?
I said empowered.
Empowered. Okay. Richard?
Misinformed.
He makes you feel misinformed.
Yes.
Okay. Got it. All right. Tim?
Engaged.
All right. Sean?
Scared what he's going to say next.
Okay. Ian?
Interested.
All right. Joel?
Unsurprised.
All right. Ruben?
Irritated.
Okay. Got it. I also just wanted to circle back on your voting history. How many of you voted for Trump in 2020? Not 24, 2020. Show of fingers. 5 of you. Okay. So, Ruben, did you not vote or vote for somebody else in 2020?
I didn't vote.
You didn't vote. Richard, what about you?
I wasn't able to vote.
Okay. Anthony, how about you?
I wasn't able to vote either. I was 17.
Okay. Ruben, are you too young also, or?
Yeah, I wasn't old enough then.
Got it. Okay. Thank you. Thanks, guys. I get the background straightened out here. Okay. So, as we've been talking about, you voted for the president in last November's election. I'm going to call on you one at a time. And I just want to hear, just briefly, why you chose him in November over Kamala Harris. So, Nicholas, why don't you go first?
It was mainly for I guess, the financial stance of the country.
Okay. Sean?
Because he of both candidates aligned well with my Christian and personal values, as well as what was going on financially at the time.
Okay. Joel, how about you?
It just felt like the lesser of two evils.
All right. Richard?
I didn't really know much about Kamala, and I felt I knew more about Trump and felt more confident in his financial ability.
Okay. Ruben?
Legitimacy.
Meaning?
Supported background, experience.
Okay. Anthony?
I felt like the Kamala administration was more incompetent, not as much trust.
Okay. You're talking about the Biden administration that she was part of?
Yes.
Okay. Got it. Tim?
I think international legitimacy or empowerment that he established in his first term.
Okay. And Ian?
The two main thing was I found my cost of living increasing in the Biden administration. And then I also thought that Kamala Harris's points that she wanted to implement were very flip-floppy and not like legit or straightforward.
Okay, great. I'd like to give you a moment to think about the next question before you answer it, and I'll call on you again. What question would you ask President Trump if you had the chance? and you could ask him about anything. Everybody have one? Everybody need another 10 seconds? It sounds like, I think everybody has it? Okay, great. Let's see. Ruben, why don't you go first?
Yeah, I would say if I were talking to the president, what are your future expectations with the war in Russia and between Israel and Gaza?
Okay. Sean?
Are the tariffs guaranteed to help the country?
How are tariffs guaranteed to help the country? Is that what you
Yes.
said? Okay.
Yes.
All right. Anthony?
I would ask about Israel and why we support the IDF so much and about the future of Gaza.
Okay. Richard?
I would ask, what is your plans in dealing with student loans, the amount of debt racked from it?
Okay. Ian?
Mine was also on student loans and if there's with a government shutdown, if how that's going to affect having people having to pay in the different brackets and stuff.
All right. Joel?
How are you planning to improve diplomatic relations across the globe?
Nicholas?
I'd ask what, if any, predictions there are on AI affecting the job market.
Okay. And Tim?
I would ask President Trump who he would want to take his mantle in the 2028 election cycle.
All right. Great. So I'd like to know whether on balance, looking in the totality of the administration so far since January 20th, whether you approve or disapprove of what this administration has done since it took office again. All right. So you have two choices. On overall, given everything that's happened so far, do you approve or disapprove? So by a show of fingers, who would say that you approve of what this administration has done in office so far? Show of fingers, who approves? None of you approve on balance of what he's done? No, okay. Who disapproves? All 8 of you. Okay, tell me why you disapprove. Let me go around the horn here. Tim, why don't you go first?
I think it all started with my first word in transparency. When the question you asked earlier, just kind of felt there's some issues that, he wasn't, or him and his administration wasn't too transparent on. That to answer your question directly, yeah, that's why.
Okay, so a lack of transparency.
Correct.
All right. Sean, how about you?
I'd say merely because of how the tariffs have been affecting us, and it also with the big beautiful bill. I mean, like, it makes me lose confidence in just the name of the bill, and also how he's been handling immigration. What I have not been agreeing with just taking a bunch of immigrants, and even if they are innocent, and throwing them back to God knows where.
Okay. Anthony?
I believe my trust in the administration has completely nosedived because of how he's mishandled things like immigration or the war.
Okay. Nicholas?
I sort of lost my trust in the administration. I think his first term seemed to be a bit more transparent than this one. And I'm starting to lose my trust in sort of the decisions they're making and the paths they want to move forward on.
Just so I understand, so what's not transparent, Nicholas?
It's more so the reasons they're making the choices they are. For example, tariffs. There was no information provided in relation to the reasoning behind the certain tariffs they're putting on countries.
Okay. Richard, how about you?
I feel like the transparency as well is an issue, not just with tariffs, but also feeling like he switched positions when talking about the Epstein files from saying it's a huge deal to saying that, oh, it's not really a big deal, to having a lot of weird questions. I just feel like there's not enough information, and even going out my way to find it, it's hard to find.
Okay. Ian?
For me, it was just the speed of tackling like immigration. I think that there would have been a more progressive and long-term solution than just immediately handling it the way aggressively as it was
Okay.
and is,
Joel?
I guess.
Sorry. Joel, go ahead.
I would say that I'm not any more disappointed now than I expected to be. It again, I said earlier, the lesser of two evils. So I felt better the evil, the having had him in the past, I knew more or less what I was getting.
Okay. So, but why do you disapprove of his performance overall so far?
The handling of immigration, and foreign affairs in general are just relationships with other countries.
Ruben, how about you?
I think it has to do with a level of incompetency I wouldn't expect from someone who studied economics at the University of Pennsylvania, and also the relationships with foreign adversaries.
Okay. So I'm going to push back on some of you guys on this for a minute. So when you spoke to one of my colleagues before tonight's focus group, a number of you were very favorable about the president. So explain to me why, if you were favorable about the president when you spoke to him, why you're not overall approving of his job performance so far. Tim, can you help me understand that?
Can you repeat the second half of your question?
Yeah, but the question was, when you spoke to my colleague before the session, we were talking about Trump, he heard a number of very positive comments from a number of you about the president. So I'm wondering, based upon what he heard, I'm surprised that all of you say that on balance, you disapprove of the president's job performance. I'm wondering why you, Tim, disapprove. The things that you like about what he's doing.
Yeah, and I don't think I would use the word disapprove, but based off the question, it was there's issues where I don't think him or his team are very effective in, whether it's communication, so communication in terms of maybe Epstein or ICE data, or maybe it's transparency regarding the war in Gaza, the war in Ukraine, the flip-flopping. I'm for Russia, I'm against Russia. It's a lot of flip-flopping that I wasn't expecting. So when I say disappointed or disprove, that's more what I'm referring to is the lack of it seems like a unified vision that he had in his first term, as Nicholas pointed out. That's where I'm getting my answers from to your question.
Got it. Hang on a second. Let me ask the question again. I'm asking whether overall you approve or disapprove of the president's performance since January. So how many of you approve of it on balance? Approve of the president's job performance? Any of you? None of you. Okay. So Tim, hang on a second. Just, I don't mean to pick on you. I just wanted to ask you. You're being very kind to me. So I understand that it's been that you've expressed the idea before that you don't like that he hasn't let anybody bully him around on tariffs or foreign policy. So why isn't that part of your consideration when you're looking at him overall? There are things you like about him, right?
Yeah, I guess I don't feel like he's being bullied. I feel like he's being influenced. I feel like there's a lot of people in his ear this term where, like, again, he's like flip-flopping. That's where I'm disappointed or disproved in. I feel like when I voted for him, I voted for someone who had a first term under his belt. He knew what he was going to do the second time around. He was going to put better people around him. People that I like support, like Elon Musk, for example, in terms of what his Doge that he did. It's a very small example of like seemed like they were together. I liked Elon. I liked his plan was, and then just to cast him off and cause infighting within the party. That's why I disapprove of Rich when you are pushing back on my statement. It's just
Yeah,
that's kind of where I'm coming from.
Yeah, no, Tim, again, my pushing back is as moderator, it's not
No,
personal.
I know.
Yeah, okay. Just wanna make
You're
sure
good.
that. All right. Yeah, no, we're good. My job is to play devil's advocate with
No,
someone.
you're good, man.
Okay. So, so knowing what you now know about the president's performance so far, how many of you would not vote for Trump if you were going to do it all over again? How many of you would not vote for Trump if you were doing it all over again? None of you. Okay, so I just want to make sure I understand this. So on balance, you disapprove of his performance, but none of you feel so dissatisfied that you would avoid voting for him again. Am I hearing that right? Okay. Got it. By a show of fingers, who can think of an issue where you disagree with the president? Show of fingers. Who would say you can think of an issue where you disagree with the president? 6 of you. Okay. So very quickly, just tell me what the issue is. I know we've talked about a little bit of this already. I just want to make sure I'm clear about what it is. So, Anthony, what is it?
Immigration.
Immigration. Nicola, who are the two who didn't think of anything? I'm sorry. Ian, right, was one, and Nicholas the other. Okay. Tim, what was your issue where you disagree?
International affairs.
Okay, got it. Sean?
Immigration.
Joel?
International affairs.
Okay. Ruben?
International affairs.
All right. Richard?
Economic and international affairs.
Okay, got it. By a quick show of fingers also, how many of the 8 of you think that Trump is on the wrong side of the Israel-Gaza conflict, being so supportive as he is of Israel? How many of you would describe yourself being in that state of mind? Anthony, one of you. Okay, got it.